Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Christy, spelled with an E. I hope everyone had a great weekend and Monday. This is now Tuesday, so happy Tuesday everyone, as long as you're watching it on a Tuesday. Lucky's here like clockwork. He's always here. He knows I'm doing something and he's got to get into it. If I'm sitting down doing nothing, he'll leave me alone. As soon as I want to do something, boom, he's there. He just knows. But that's why I love him. Or maybe it's he's that way because I love him, because he was babied as a kitten and you see what he turned into. He's an attention whore. Yes, he is. Yes. Mwah. But we love you. I thought it would be fun to do 10 more things today. And this time we're going to do favorites. Favorite what's? We'll find out as we go along. We'll start off with an easy one. Number 1, what is my favorite color? Well, my favorite color is the deep, dark, gray blue of storm clouds. I love that color. It is hard to find. I have tried many times to find a paint that would match that color that I have in my head and that I see in the sky when it's about to storm really good. And I've never found a comparison. I don't know why. That color does not seem to exist in anywhere but nature. So I don't get to see it all the time. So when it is storming, I get very, very excited because I get to see my favorite color. But that's something that everybody knows about everybody. So I thought I would give you that one. Now, if you talk about other colors, well, of course, black. I love black and purple after that. So I like all the colors. Who am I kidding? No, I am partial to black though. Always have been. That's why I got me a black kitty. Well, I adopted her because she needed a home and she'd been hurt. She just happened to be a black kitty. But I do like black kitties and orange kitties. I love all the kitties. I'm not kidding anybody, not even myself. Number 2. We'll stick with the easy favorites and go to what is my favorite food. Well, I'm going to say ribeye. I absolutely love a good ribeye. I would like to attempt to eat a porterhouse. I think that would be, I don't know if I could eat all of that though. That's a lot of meat. But it's very, very good. And whenever I have a bone in, of course, I love bone-in meats are way better because the bone, all that marrow adds flavor. And then after it's been cooked or grilled or however you're preparing it, I'm going to take the bone. I'm going to gnaw on the bone like a cave woman. I will. I need one of those picks, that they use for getting nuts out of shells to dig in the bones to get all the marrow out because I like it. Yes, you try to be a good boy. And number 3, what is my favorite holiday? Well, normally I would say Halloween. I use Halloween decor as my normal home decor. That's just part of my weirdness. Not all of my Halloween decor, mind you. There are bits and pieces that only come out at Halloween. And then they go get packed up and put back away. Like, people have a Christmas village. I have a Halloween cemetery. Which hasn't grown in a while. I think we need to, get some more fencing and some more headstones to fill it up. Or as my mom used to call them, the deadhead condos. That was before I knew what a deadhead was. I know now what a deadhead is, and I have actually listened to their music, and it's not bad. I haven't listened to enough to really make up my mind, but it's not bad. Which brings us to number 4. What is my favorite band? Well, I'm going to say what is my current favorite band because it does happen to change. There will be times when, I will be, I was all about Blackmore's Night, and that was my band. Richie Blackmore was my dude. And, well, he's still a fantastic guitarist. He's not the top. Stevie Ray Vaughan is the top, but he's right up there with him. But my current favorite obsession of a band is Alice in Chains. That is one that I had not been familiar with. I'd heard the name, I knew the name, but I didn't know the band. And after listening to them, I am in love. They are fantastic. I absolutely love it. It's all over in my car now when I'm driving around. I'm always, Alice in Chains always comes on. I'm like, turn up, turn up, turn up, turn up. But that's just currently. It may change, when I find another one to become obsessed with. The one before this, before Alice in Chains, it was Iron Maiden. I mean, I'm still obsessed with Iron Maiden. Love Bruce Dickinson's voice. Oh my goodness. But, earlier stuff. I like a lot of earlier stuff when it comes to a lot of music. For example, AC/DC. I prefer AC/DC before Bon Scott died. That was when I liked AC/DC. I mean, they're okay after, but it's just, I can't even think of the replacement guy's name, but he doesn't, it's not Bon Scott. So, whatever. Just like, there can never be another Queen because there will never be another Freddie. Freddie was the top. Love Freddie Mercury. He's absolutely one of my absolute favorites. Best frontman ever. Okay, I'm done talking about music this time. Number 5. What is my favorite exotic animal that I would like to have as a pet? And if you're thinking to yourself, all of them, well, duh. But let's get a little more realistic here. Okay, so no pie in the sky like a white Bengal tiger, because it'd either be that or a jaguar. But I would go with a Savannah or a serval. A serval is an African domesticated cat that is more like a dog. It is a lot taller, bigger, very muscular. They have to be walked. I mean, they are fantastic, beautiful animals. You can have a full serval in in the U.S. I'm not sure if there are particular states where you can't. I haven't looked that up, just like I don't know where you could own a kangaroo. Not that I want a kangaroo. Did you know that kangaroo are just deer that went to prison? Yeah, that's a real thing. Yep. Deer go to prison, they come out kangaroos. But servals, you can get a half serval, half domestic short hair, like Lucky, for example. And they call those Savannahs. Then they have different gradings for if they're a half, a quarter, or whatever serval. So like an F1 would be half and half. So that is one option. Another option would be a skunk. Descented, of course. But they would still do the dance. I mean, can you imagine the sign on your door, beware of skunk? And it's really true. You really do have a skunk. And what if you trained him to be an attack skunk, where if he didn't like you or you didn't like them, that, you could get him to go do their dance and pee on you. I mean, it would freak somebody out. You might not have to take a tomato and oatmeal bath, but it would be funny. And number 6. What is my favorite rock? Now, if we are going to talk about rocks, we're going to have to separate rocks from gemstones, because when it comes to gemstones, I love an amethyst. And there's a reason that I love the amethyst. I will get into that another time. But there is a story, a historical, I'm probably sure it's embellished history about one of my favorite queens in England. She was known as the 9 Days Queen, and there's a story about her and emeralds, and that and Figgy's emeralds in Russia, those historical gems. Those are my absolute favorite gems. And when it comes to rocks, which is like what you find outside without having to go mining for, although sometimes you do, would be quartz. I love quartz. Amethyst is quartz. Then you have clear quartz, you have smoky quartz, you have rose quartz. There's so many different kinds of quartz. There's quartz agates. They're all beautiful. They're crystals. They're if you get the right kind, if you can find the right one that just, the sunlight goes through it and just hits it just right. It's so awesome to be like, yep, I found that. I remember when I did too. Because on my special ones, I do remember where those came from. And yes, I do have one raw amethyst, and that was given to me by Lila, and that would be my favorite rock. And my whale rock would be number 2. I'll have to go find them. They're somewhere. Hold on one moment. Well, since they are my favorite rocks, I knew right where they were. This is the amethyst. I hope you guys can see that. It is really, really, really pretty. But this is the amethyst that Lila gave me. And this is my whale rock. Because he looks like a whale. He's a cute little stone I found on the shores of Lake Superior up in Michigan. And it's a whale. He's so cute. I love it. Maybe I'll make him into a pendant or something. I don't know. But those are my favorite rocks and gems as an added bonus because they kind of both go under rocks. Number 7. What is my favorite brand of coffee? I drink coffee all the time. All day, every day. I've always got a cup, except right now I don't because it's in the other room where I was sitting with the cats earlier. But I do have a favorite coffee brand. Usually I would say Lavazza, which is an Italian brand of coffee. Their Oro is wonderful. Their holiday blend is fantastic. And recently I ordered a bag of coffee from Bones Coffee. And oh my goodness. Of course I got it because it was Jack Skellington. And it was... Gotta do the Pooh Bear think again. It was cranberry something. Cranberry creme brulee or something. It was really good. Really, really good. I enjoyed that coffee. I will be trying some of their other types or flavors of coffee because I have a thing for flavored coffee. I didn't used to that much, but now that I drink my coffee black, I prefer it, to have a little bit of a hint of something. The one thing that I can't find is like maple coffee. Duncan had a maple coffee last year and I've been waiting all year for it to come back and it's not there. No more maple. Sometimes I talk so fast or my brain goes so fast that my lips just get all tied into knots. I mean, it's crazy. It's a good thing I don't have any piercings here. Otherwise, I'd be a mess. Number 8. What is my favorite television show? Well, for that one, I'm going to show my age because my favorite television show has always been the Rocky and Bullwinkle show. And mainly because of Dudley Do-Right. I mean, not that I don't like, Boris and Natasha and Fearless Leader, but I love the Fractured Fairy Tales the best. And they remind me of spoonerisms. If you don't know what spoonerisms are, I used to have a book of spoonerism fairy tales. And if I ever find it again, I will read some of those to you guys because you could read them yourself, but they're not as funny as if you hear them. Like instead of the 3 little pigs, it's the P little thrigs. And Sleeping Beauty is Beeping Slooty. And I mean, those are what spoonerisms are. They take bits of words and attach them to the opposite word that they took from, And I don't think I explained that very well. But they are absolutely hilarious when you hear them. And if I get that book again, I will definitely read those out loud to you guys because it would leave you all in stitches. I know it would. And number 10. Wait, did I forget number 9? No, I didn't forget it. 9 is one of my favorite numbers. It's my 3rd favorite number after 13 and 7. So it was 13, 7, 9. If you notice, they're all odd numbers. I have a thing about odd numbers. I don't like even numbers for some reason. They don't seem trustworthy. But I'm going to skip ahead to 10 because number 9 will take a little bit more to talk about. And I have to show you too because I'm talking about what my favorite body part is. So that's number 9. We're going to go back to that. But we're going to go to number 10. And I'm going to tell you what my favorite conspiracy theory is. Now, this one is an old one. This one goes all the way back to over 100 years ago in Russia in 1918 after the Bolsheviks took over and Alexander Nikolaevich, the Tsar at the time, abdicated the throne to his nephew Mikhail Romanov, which is interesting because the very first Tsar of Russia was Mikhail Romanov, and the very last Tsar was also Mikhail Romanov. You know, Michael Romanov, if you want to say it in English. It sounds better in Russian that way. It really does. Russian is a beautiful language as it is. But anyways, in, I believe it was December of that year. I'm trying to think of the date and I can't think of it. So I don't want to say a date because I will get fact checked and I will probably be wrong because there's too many dates in my head of when. But I do believe it. I believe it was winter time. It was in Ekaterinburg, Russia, at the White Palace. And the entire Romanov family plus one of their doctors and one of their handmaidens or nursemaids went with them into the basement and all of them were executed. And after that, whispers started going around that one of the children, the Grand Duchess Anastasia, had escaped and she was alive. And here's where it gets a little bit hinky. And this is factual. The Bolshevik army was stopping trains and looking for her. Looking for 2 sisters. Not her and Alexei, but her and one of her sisters, Olga, Tatiana, or Maria. They were stopping trains and looking for them. Why would they do that if they knew they were gone? I don't know. I have questions. Anna Anderson is a woman that was found in Germany without a name. That was the name that was given to her because she had no identity. She had attempted unaliving herself a few times and she was put into a mental hospital, and someone mentioned to her once that she resembled the Grand Duchess Anastasia, which made her very, very upset. She pulled her hair out. She was knocking her teeth out to try and disfigure herself so nobody would think that she looked like Anastasia. She also had 18 bayonet wounds on her scalp, on her head. I mean, I know that the country was in a war, but all of this just, I have questions. And you can tell me that they used DNA, that they found other bodies and dug them up and said, oh, here they are. Mystery solved. I have questions. I will always have questions. I like my theory of what happened. I believe Anna Anderson was Grand Duchess Anastasia, and I will believe that. Doesn't matter what someone may tell me or what kind of proof they may show me. I mean, they'd have to show me some really, really convincing, solid proof for me to think otherwise. But that was number 10. Number 9. I know you saw that with the whole weird, I was trying to figure out how many fingers. No, I was just slow. Number 9. What is my favorite body part? Well, normally I would have said my boobs. I always liked them. They're a lot smaller than they used to be. At least I think they are a lot smaller than they used to be. But of course, so I am, of course, also, see, I tell you, sometimes I cannot talk straight. I am also smaller than I used to be. So I guess proportionally wise, they're fairly decent. They just seem itty bitty teeny weeny to me. And I'm not in a yellow polka dot bikini. Although I have been keeping my eye out for one because that's what I want for next summer. It's an itsy bitsy teeny weeny yellow polka dot bikini. Just so I can sing the song. I know I do everything so I can sing a song to it. It's my life. I live it how I want. And if you don't like it, well, you can just put an egg into your shoe and beat it. But I would say what I'm very happy about myself now is my legs, especially when I'm in tights, which I am wearing at this moment so I can show you what I'm talking about. I'm also wearing this shirt that I'm sure you can tell is much too large for me. I have it wrapped I don't know how many times. It is going to be going bye-bye. But I wanted to give it a nice farewell. So this is its farewell tour. Let me show you what I mean about my legs and tights. Do you see what I mean? And yes, I made this skirt into one of my rainbow skirts. And I'm wearing cute shoes. Hopefully you can see those. I'm not sure, I'm not behind the camera. I'm in front of it, so I can't see what I'm doing. So I might have to do this a few times so you can see what I'm talking about. I like them. I like my legs. And I like them in tights. So this is why. And if you watched this entire video, give yourself a round of applause. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I will catch you all later. Mwah. Toodles.